I'm hoping my phone doesn't fall. I hope I don't get interrupted like I always do. I always get interrupted when I make videos. I don't know what it is with my children. It's like, I've been sitting in my room for about 45, my husband's home, so he's with them, but I've been sitting in my room for about an hour, and nobody's came up here, but as soon as I hit record on my camera, there's like 5 kids, or 1,000 people in here and bothering me. But anyways, I'm super duper puffy today. I have a really bad puff here. It's that time of month. I'm having really hard ovulation this month because this is my first normal cycle after having a miscarriage. So it's just been really, like, it's been intense the past, I have to say past 2 days. It's been pretty intense. So I woke up this morning and I'm really groggy and like unfocused, and I'm just kind of feeling like I don't feel very well today. So I tried sleeping in, and that was a really bad idea because I wake up and I feel nauseated. I don't like sleeping in, but apparently my body wanted to. But at the same time, I knew that it was because I was feeling fatigued due to the ovulation, so it just doesn't help. So I'm drinking coffee. I wanted to talk about something that, it's kind of 2 things that I wanted to talk about this new generation. Something that kind of bothers me. I don't really like it. It's this whole dismissive, you got this attitude that, it's very dismissive to people's emotions and feelings. I can't stand it. I don't like it when people say that to me. When I'm having a really hard day and I'm struggling really bad and I'm just going through a lot of emotions and things, or I'm just having a bad day, like things aren't going right. And people have said to me in the past, they'd be like, oh, you got this, girl, no big deal, you got this. I hated it because I felt like my feelings were being dismissed. And basically it's just a really sarcastic way or a really snarky way of saying, get over it. Move on. This generation is very quick to try to get over things. It's very quick to, all it is quick, easy fixes. That's all this generation is about. Right now, when it comes to new age, the crystals, the sage, everything, it's a quick fix. It's a way to hurry up and just get over your feelings and your emotions, or whatever situation it is that you're going through. Just quickly get over it. This generation doesn't believe or understand the concept of sometimes you're going to go through rough seasons of your life, and you can't just, you got this, your way out of it. Sometimes you're going to go through seasons that you're going to need that extra support. You're going to need that extra sympathy. You're going to need that hug. You're going to need that help. It's not always, oh, you got this and you can get through it. No, sometimes you don't got it. Sometimes a person doesn't have it and they can't get through it. You have to be sympathetic to other people's feelings. Even if you don't think, and that's another thing, sometimes people just don't think other people's feelings or problems or whatever are relevant. They don't think that it's important. So the fastest and easiest thing to say to that person is, you got this, don't worry about it. And you're basically saying, I don't care. It's not that big of a deal. It's called being a friend. It's called being there for that person. It's called listening to that person because they need you to listen to them. And sometimes you don't, like I said, sometimes you don't got it. And sometimes you're not gonna get it or got it or whatever until later on down the road when you go through that season. It's just like nature. Nature goes through seasons. Spring, summer, spring, summer. I told you my brain's not working today. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. There's 4 seasons, okay, to nature. There's seasons to life. There's a spring, summer, fall, and winter to your own life. Currently, right now, I'm kind of going through a winter season in my life where I'm just kind of struggling a lot. I'm struggling with everything in my life. I'm not really understanding a lot of things right now. I'm not getting a lot of clarity. It's just kind of like been one struggle after another. It's just been, I'm in a winter season of my life right now. last year I was going through a spring season where I was getting all the answers and things were happening for me and I was having a great time, and then all of a sudden it was over with. Sometimes you don't got it, and sometimes people don't got it. So I think this saying is really dismissive of people's feelings. I don't like it. I don't think it's not a nice thing to say, and you're not helping anybody by saying it. And people think that they're being positive and they think they're being a nice person by saying it and being supportive and giving that person a boost. You're not. You're basically just dismissing that person's feelings, and you're not really listening to them. It's not just a quick fix. Sometimes people can't get over things, or they can't get through things easily, and they need that extra support. So that's what I want to say about that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is about this generation. Like I said, this generation is about quick fixes. Just quick. Everything's really fast. Talking about change, but forcing it. Sometimes I've seen, not sometimes, that's not what I was going to say. I've read and I have seen from this generation a lot of basically forcing yourself into situations that are not healthy for you, and they're not healthy for you mentally, just because. And I'm going to explain it. I have seen it on coffee cups, I have seen it on posters, I have seen it on quotes on Pinterest, I've seen it on Facebook, I've seen it on billboard signs driving down the road, I've seen it everywhere, where people have said, they're talking about, take the risk, change is good, Change is good. Change is actually a really good thing, but when it comes in certain forms, sometimes change can be a bad thing. And this is what I mean by this. If you feel like taking on a new project or taking on a new job or, I don't know, selling your car or something like that, and everybody else around you is telling you, oh, just do it. Just take the chance. Take the risk. It's no big deal. You got this. You know, it's people are like telling you this, but internally inside, you just feel like that's not for you. You just feel like you're just like, this isn't for me. Like, I really don't want this. But everybody else around you is saying to you, oh, just do it. Just do it. It's no big deal. What's going to happen is when you do that, and I'm speaking from experience because I've done it, you're going to be spiritually disturbed. And you're also going to be, now you're emotionally and mentally going to be disturbed. It's basically breaking your own peace treaty with yourself. If you are not in that section of your life yet, and you force yourself to be in that section of life, you're going to be so uncomfortable and so unhappy. And I've done it. I have done it. I have, even just the smallest things. I've done it to the point where I've gotten rid of furniture. I have, my hair, I've colored my hair whack colors where I've been completely uncomfortable, hated the outcome, just things that have been really uncomfortable to me. But I did it because I was listening to everybody else around me and everybody else telling me, oh, change is good. Oh, this is good for you. Nobody knows what's good for you except you. Nobody else around you can tell you what is good for you. Nobody can say to you, well, you probably should go to church because it's good for you. Nobody knows what you're going through. Nobody knows what your relationship is right now with God except you and Him. Nobody knows exactly what it is. That's why a relationship with, now I'm getting off track, but that's why a relationship with God is intimate. And I don't know why I'm doing this, but it's intimate because it's between you and Him. It's not between anybody else. It's not between your neighbor. and him. It's not between your cousin and him. It's not between your aunt, your sister-in-law and him. It's not, it's between you and him. So for anybody else to say to you, oh, well, you should, and I'm using this as a, you know, an example. Somebody says to you, well, you should return to church because it's good for you. How do you know what's good for that person? You don't, because you're not them and you don't know what it is that they're going through. So maybe it's not a good idea for them to return back to church because they don't want to. They are not in that mode yet. Or if somebody says to you, oh, well, this hair color would look great on you. It would be good for you. How do you know if that's good for that person? How do you know if that's good for them? Because you're not them. And you don't know what's good for that person because you're not them. You are the only person that knows what's good for you. It doesn't matter if the whole entire world, it doesn't matter if the whole entire world is in your face telling you what's good for you. It doesn't know what's good for you because you're the only person that does. And that's what I'm saying is that, and I'm speaking from experience, like I said, don't do something drastic and don't make a drastic decision just because of what the world around you is telling you. I've done this and I have been, the outcome was misery. I've literally have been, I'm talking like months of misery. I have been completely depressed. It put me through depression. It put me through frustrations. I'm a waste of money. I'm talking money gone, like just waste and waste and waste of money trying to correct the mistake that I had made. Now, sometimes when you make mistakes like that, sometimes it can be beneficial because it shows you what you don't want. It shows you what isn't good for you. And it can sometimes teach you a lesson. That's a different thing. But I don't like how this generation is with that. I don't like how this generation is very pushy. It's very bossy. It's very know-it-alls. And you don't. Nobody knows what's good for anybody. Nobody knows anybody's life. Nobody knows what somebody's going through. I feel like my oldest son's about to come upstairs. It's Labor Day, so the kids are home for the day. They didn't go to school. They don't go back till tomorrow. I feel like they're never in school. I feel like they don't go to school. They'll go to school for a couple of days, and then they're right back home again. Yeah, somebody's upstairs. Because somebody just turned off the fan in the hallway. We didn't lose power because my TV's still on. So, two things I wanted to take from this video. One, don't tell somebody that when it comes to the whole you got this motto that's been going around, maybe that person doesn't. You know, and if you think that you're saying it as a way to be positive or a way to be a support system, here's a way to be a support system. Really listen to that person and really take into consideration what they're saying and really be there for that person. Don't just try to brush off their feelings and try to give them false positivity. And that's what it is. It's just false positivity. You're not being there for that person. You're not helping them. You're making everything worse because now they feel completely alone. They feel like they're just alone in whatever it is that they're going through. Two, sometimes change isn't good. And sometimes risking things and doing stuff out of your comfort zone just for the benefit of, and that's pretty much what it is. It's just the benefit of other people's feelings and emotions. They're not you. And you know, they don't know what it is that you're going through. So don't feel the pressure to have to do things just because the world thinks it's cool right now to take that risk. Change is good. No. Think about what you're doing and think about if it's really going to benefit you. And is it really going to benefit you? Because if it's not, I've been guilty of doing this when it comes, I've been on the other side. I've been the person that has been like, why doesn't that person change their life? Why don't they do anything with their life? Until I had it happen to me and I took a step back and I realized that maybe this person just isn't ready for it. Maybe this person is just not wanting to. Maybe what they're doing in their life is good for them. It is good for them because they are happy with their life because it's not my life. I don't know what's going on with them. It's not my life. And when it happened to me and I had the world coming at me and saying things to me like, my husband is guilty of this. He does it to me. He will always say to me, oh, well, you need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do this. You need to do that. I've had to block him out. I've had to block out him 1.5 million times. I've had to block out my own mother because I've had to tell them both, you don't know what's good for me. You really don't, because you're not me. It can be a very isolating thing. It can be, and I guess that is when it comes to boundaries, is building up boundaries. I have a whole video on this talking about boundaries. It's building up boundaries in relationships and building in all your relationships when it comes to your relationship with your kids, your spouse, your parents, your friends. You have to have boundaries, and sometimes those boundaries can sting. Sometimes those boundaries can sting other people, and they can be, it starts arguments, it starts frustrations, it starts things, but it's not to start things. It's not to piss that person off. It's just, it is what it is. It's for yourself. And if they can't respect that or come to respect that, it's not really your issue. That means they don't have a lot of boundaries for themselves. So anyways, I just wanted to make this video talk about this because I was seeing a lot of this on Facebook today. I'm getting to that point again where I'm getting sick of Facebook. I think I'm about to take a social media break again. Facebook has been really, really notorious for this, of people putting false positivity up on social media, and I'm sick and tired of seeing it. I'm just like, I'm tired of the not really being there for people. This generation has grown cold to picking up a phone and calling somebody and checking up on people, or coming to their house and things like that. It doesn't happen anymore. Nobody cares. This is a very cold generation that I live in. I hate the generation that I live in. I don't like being in it. I think it's just a very lonely world. It really is. And so I'm thinking about doing a social media detox for a while because I'm getting sick of it again. But anyways, I just wanted to make this video and do a little coffee chit chat. That's what I'm going to call this video because I don't know what else to call it, but coffee. I shouldn't be drinking this. It's going on 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I'll be up all night. Well, I have to go do some chores in the house. I really don't want to today, but yesterday I was zooming through my house doing a bunch of stuff, and I was flying around. I was like, I was so happy and crap. And then today it was like, and I had a funny feeling that was what was going to happen. I was like, tomorrow I'm going to fall straight on my face and I'm not going to want to do anything. But anyways, I hope whenever you're watching this video, if anybody watches this video, whether it is in the morning, the night, I hope that you're having a great day or night. And if you did watch this whole video, thanks for listening to me. You're cool. Peace out, guys.